Hi, welcome to my channel. Today Brett is with me to talk about tones. I want to ask him how he distinguishes between the 5 tones. I'm pretty sure some of you guys might find it difficult to, distinguish between these sounds. So today we're gonna talk about them. So the first question is, how should people learn the tones?
Or for tones in any language, if you've never spoken a tonal language before, you're probably not going to be able to figure it out in one sitting. It's a good idea to practice pairs of words that are 2 different tones. It's probably a good idea to start with very everyday phrases. So to go from like mid-tone to rising, you just say something like "bai nai," and if you can't say it, and in the case of where you're even a total beginner or your pronunciation has problems still, and you can't even say the "pa pa" yet, which is okay, it's normal. Then you can also just do it in English. You can say, for the mid-tone, just say common and then rising. And just add the tone to a word in English that you already know. So you could say common, rising, low, falling, high. So what you can do is, rather than adding all these other factors in, like trying to say the gaukai correctly or pa pa, or these letters that maybe you haven't mastered that sound yet or understood exactly what's happening in your mouth, then just start with a word in English that you know, and then apply the tone to that word, and then practice saying it in English a few times. Your brain needs time to get used to this extra dimension to the word, because you're not used to thinking about this at all. So you have to kind of retrain yourself to do that. And it won't happen in one sitting. It's not going to happen in like one lesson or one class. You need time to get used to it. And you're going to make mistakes. The secret to any of this stuff, like learning a new sound or learning how to say a tone, is you have to be aware when you say something wrong. Because once you start becoming aware of every time you say something wrong, you can self-correct. Because you can't expect anyone else to tell you when they're wrong, especially Thai people, because they're really nice. And they're not going to tell you when you've messed something up. So it's very easy for you to believe that you're saying something correctly when you're not. So common, rising, rising, falling. Just do that, falling, rising. And then gradually add that dimension onto the words that you sort of know already in Thai. You're like, oh, this word has this tone, so I'll try to say it like rising. And you can, if you can memorize the tone with the word in English, then you can always sort of check yourself. Am I saying my correctly? Am I saying my correctly? And then you'd be like, hi, my, oh.
Should they study Thai script? Would that help with tone, or is it okay to start out with transliteration? What do you think?
I'm not a fan of transliteration. I think transliteration is a huge mistake. If you're just coming to Thailand and you're just going to learn a few phrases and you don't really care and you have no interest in learning a language, then it doesn't matter.
Fine, yeah.
But the Latin script, the Roman alphabet, is not a good way to represent the sounds of Thai. And by using sounds that you're already familiar with, using the letters that you're already familiar with, you're going to have trouble and you're going to mix up a lot of the sounds. Whereas the Thai script, okay, there's a lot of letters, there's a lot of vowels, but it's not that many, and each one represents one sound. If you can learn all the vowel shapes, the 33 vowel shapes or whatever, and then you can learn each particular sound that's associated with those shapes, you can basically start to process every sound in Thai. Thai is a very phonetic language. It has exceptions. Every language has plenty of spelling exceptions, but
yeah,
it's worth the 10 or 20 hours to learn the script. It's not that hard.
Okay. It's not that hard for me either.
Well.
Okay, so when I teach my students, I usually say that only middle consonants I can go over 5 tones. Like we have 5 tones in Thai, but not all the letters that can actually do all of the 5.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, my program is set up with similar. So the consonants are split up into 3 groups. And it just makes more sense to start with the smallest group and learn those first.
Which is middle class?
Middle class.
Yeah, okay.
And there are 7 letters, but there's really there's 9 letters, but there's 7 that you should worry about in the beginning. If you're shopping around for language schools or programs, anyone that uses transliteration is making a huge mistake. You'll waste a lot of time. If you're really telling people and yourself, you really think that you're going to learn this language, the faster you get into the script, the faster you're going to get good.
Maybe that's why.
How many foreigners do you know that speak Thai well that can't read the script?
Probably one.
Right. I've been in Thailand for almost 17 years now.
So he's probably talented by nature.
And I've only ever met one person who spoke Thai quite
Yeah,
well.
but he always said that he actually regret because he knew that he would have gone like much further if he, could read Thai script.
So it's really important to learn the script. You can certainly become conversational in using transliteration, but
you never lose the accent. Like
the problem is you're not
Yeah.
separating all the sounds properly. Like the script is just a framework for your brain to process all the different sounds and separate them from your own language. That's the way I look at this. It's just a map of sounds.
Yeah. And honestly, like you can probably get away with having a little accent and all that, but for us, sometimes we feel like it's better if you just speak English than Thai because sometimes it's that bad.
Right.
Like to be honest.
It can be so painful to listen to.
I'm not saying this to discourage you, but like just being honest, because sometimes we feel like you're trying to speak Thai in the wrong way.
I didn't learn the script in the beginning, and I thought my Thai was like the first year I was in Thailand. I thought everyone was telling me every day how great my Thai was. Like, oh, who Thai gang, oh, who Thai, oh, Hong.
Because we love encouraging people.
Right, and I was like, hey.
But we don't really mean what we said,
Right.
Yeah, because Thai want to appear nice. We're not too straightforward about it.
Right. No, there's a whole video about that. But Thai people are too nice, and they're very, and they tend to be very encouraging, which is great. It's really good if you're a beginner because everyone's going to tell you how awesome you are, and it's going to make you feel good. But
sometimes it's
you need to know that you're saying everything wrong if you're going to improve.
Right,
you need to, and it's you have to humble yourself a little bit and accept that it's possible that even if you've been here 10 years and you think your Thai is great, if you record yourself and listen to it, you'll probably find that there's some holes.
Yeah.
You might be messing up on a couple tones sometimes that you weren't aware of. You might be saying a vowel. You might be saying a vowel very different than how the 67 million Thai people say it. Record it and listen to yourself, or send it to us, and we'll be honest.
Yes.
And nice.
We will evaluate.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun if someone sends us.
Yes, actually, yes.
Like we could give a sentence or something. Not just like a real sentence.
How about we do that next time for the next video? Like a couple sentences.
Yeah, we'll make up a little script that's realistic, so that like practicing is actually worthwhile to you.
All right, and that wraps up our session for today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for watching.
And useful tips. Okay, we'll see you guys again next time. Bye.
See you.
Waiting for do 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 do. Just take a look at me now. Okay. เดี๋ยวช่วยหน่อยดิออกมาให้เอาออกมาเลย
ว้าว
เอานี่ออกมาจะเปลี่ยนข้างใหม่ออกมาเลย
นี่ออกได้
ออกได้ไม่ออกอย่างเงี้ยดึงมาอย่างเงี้ย
อันเนี้ย
ไม่ใช่ right here งงงงเอง sorry